welcome to the Legend of Nat 1. Hey everyone, this is Germán.
Woo! Hey, it's me, Gary. Last time on the Legend of Nat 1, Shane left his notes. Sylas was a real sad boy. And that's about all of this bit I'm gonna do, because I cannot do a good accent.
Welcome back to Rick, our brand new member. Better
Hello.
known.
Who you playing on this wonderful podcast?
My name's Rick, and I will be playing Quitana, the very shy and demure cleric who's just here to help.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, you were just wandering the wastes with, what was it? A Fafs and Death Squad?
Yeah, you know, as shy wallflowers do when they carry maces and heavy armor.
I mean, that does sound pretty reasonable. What else are you gonna do while all the other kids are dancing?
Exactly.
So last time, not only did meet Quitana after poor Sylas has parted with both Rufus and Randall, but Quitana's squad had some anger management issues, and then I was gonna say we together, but more like Quitana, with just a little bit of help from Sylas, managed their anger.
Well, Quitana managed to commandeer some of Sylas's help to deal with a little bit of insubordination, which is a very common and normal problem with most groups, and they resolved it peaceably.
As in most of the pieces?
Exactly. And now there is peace.
I mean, her logic is not entirely off.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I do remember we left one alive, and then I think Tana cut out his tongue and let him run off into the wasteland.
Correct. We didn't have a great way to restrain him, but I didn't really want him going and talking to everybody, so we figured, you know what, let's just put a little extra barrier there, so he's got to figure out how to, write stuff, and that's always sketchy. I'm sure nobody will read that, and you know, it won't come back to bite us at all.
Yeah, I can think of nothing more moe and innocent of you, so that sounds about right.
I mean, I let him live.
Why, yes you did. I suppose he can take small luxuries in that.
I feel like that's a rather large luxury, but I suppose that's a matter of opinion.
So, just for a quick refresher for people, Sylas was by himself in the entrance to the vault that he and his comrades were seeking to find the seeds of palm trees that, according to Rufus's knowledge of plants and nature, it's the best crop to grow in that area.
They say it's about survival, but I think they just want to decorate.
A little bit of both. I actually did a lot of research about this, and if this in the real world, if we switched all of our energy towards producing more palm tree oil, we would not need petroleum or any other source. Even solar. I think even solar, it's more expensive to maintain than doing palm tree oil. Anyways, that's a story for the OnlyFans account.
We got the science fact done early this time.
And then Quitana showed up with her squad of enrollers and
Insubordinate enrollers.
very much so. Her squad was not really all up about befriending Sylas, and they had a little bit of a discussion. We lost some of the audio, as you all know. You're listening this now, and we're here now. After that, during those times, they fought the remainder of Quitana's squad and approached the door. When they got to the door, they found that whatever is behind the door only speaks in song. And today they're gonna try to get past the lock. Let's get into it, boys. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am
Yeah.
always ready.
I guess it is time to answer like a true bard. But Rick, just so you know, Shane isn't good with songs, and you better carry this puzzle.
Oh, it will be fine. Quitana has tons of experience with doors. She takes out her mace and tries to hit it.
If they do need the power of song, I do have this. And with a like, Sylas pulls an accordion from his backpack.
So, when you take a closer look at the lock has 5 slots for words and for letters and numbers to be typed in. Each of them has a color hue over it. 3 of them are purple, 2 of them are green. First purple has 5 slots. Then it's a green one with 4 slots. Then a purple one with 4 slots. Then a green one with 7 slots. And a purple one with 5.
What are these slots for, do you think?
In the bottom, you see that there are let me see here. 1, 2, 10 buttons that none of them are lit up, and you have on the side it says credits too. So the way this works is these 10 buttons are clues for the answer to each of the entry slots, and there's two buttons, kind of like jukebox buttons, underneath each one of the entry spaces, and you get 2 free clues. And every time you, depending on the difficulty of the one that you finish or you discover, you'll get extra credits.
Interesting.
So you said it was purple 5, green 4, and then
Purple
something.
4, green 7.
Yes, and then
Green
purple
7.
5.
Well, Quitana, I am not familiar with enroller technology, but I am familiar with pressing random buttons. And I guess I'll hit. You said there were like 2 buttons under each of those columns,
Yeah.
so the far left one, the purple 5, I'll just hit the like left bottom button and see if it does anything.
All right. A very melodious, melodic voice from behind, on the other side of the speaker, starts singing. Let me just make sure I got this lyrics right. Give me a second. I saw this thing coming down from the sky. It had 1 long horn, 1 big eye.
I believe I know that legend. If I recall, it is about a flying purple people eater.
A flying purple people eater? What in the hell is
Yes.
that?
It is an old story from back in the war. They were quite terrifying. They were named pretty aptly.
That does sound terrifying. Perhaps the door is telling us we should strike it.
These slots, the like 5 slots in sequence going down that purple 5. Is there any way to interact with those? Like, are they like dials where I can? How do I input something?
It's a keyboard. Yeah, you can just type things in a keyboard. It has numbers. It has numbers, letters, and other symbols like dots, slashes, forward slashes, hashtags, all that stuff. You can also just like type in random shit, and if you have unlimited attempts of doing that.
Guess I will type in flying purple people eater, but that's only 4 words, so I feel like we would still have a blank.
It's just 5 letter or 5
Oh, 5 letters. Like,
yes.
I try eater, Eater.
Quitana's busily trying to count on her fingers.
Yes, and I didn't just do the same thing as Shane.
Eater, none of the letters match with the slots.
Well, let's hit the other button, perhaps. And I'll hit the second one.
For the same thing?
Yeah.
Alright, 1 second.
My favorite part of this is gonna be Gato do all the singing, so just be prepared. We're hitting all the buttons even if we open the door.
Yes, please. But I got a blank space, baby. And I'll write your name.
Ah, see, this legend I recognize. It is about a white harpy who runs around screeching about the men she ensnares. Believe it is called Blank Space?
I try Harpy first, and then as Quitana's still talking, and like when I hit the Y, I'm like, start hitting backspace. Oh, yes, you said blank, perhaps?
Yes, try blank. Blank like the space in our heart.
So when you type in blank, the third letter being the A is correct.
Interesting.
How many spaces is this?
It's 5. It's 5.
Try space then?
Sure. And I go ahead and try space.
And that is correct. You hear a voice from behind screaming at you guys. That is we are people of science in here, and to gain entrance to our lair, you must prove your knowledge of the universe and the multiverse and the worlds beyond. Here are 2 more credits. Clink, clink, clink.
This is kind of fun, and I would be enjoying myself if it weren't for all of the death we are standing.
Oh, that does not bother me. This is actually quite normal.
Is that just Thapsin culture? And
Oh, no. This is actually from my homeland. You see, we had very heavy training regimens, and often people would just, fall by the wayside, and we didn't have time to clean it up or give them care, so we just kind of stood around it.
that sounds pressing.
Oh,
Then
it was just the most efficient way to deal with it.
Well, while Quitana and I are talking, I will depress the left clue on the green 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was unmuted. I said, yeah, I like this one a lot. Sugar, butter, flour.
Oh, I've heard of this one. It is about how you make this strange sweetening paste that you then put in a fire and it becomes some treat for children. I've never actually experienced it. We favored very bitter flavors because pain is how you learn best about the world in our culture. But I've heard of this one, yes.
Oh, yes.
What was it called?
Back home, we never had any sweets ourselves because we mostly ate what we could harvest from the wilderness. These wilds, lots of cockroaches and the occasional cactus.
See, and this is what makes you such a good subordinate for me. You have experienced pain and horror, and that is what brings true wisdom.
Okay, well, we can address that later, but I'm pretty sure Grandma once told me stories about a thing called cake.
Yes, that is what it is called. How many spaces is this?
4.
4. Yes.
I try cake. And apparently Champion runs up and gives Sylas a big kiss on the lips.
Aww.
I enjoy recording at home.
No, none of those letters match up with the slot.
Well, I suppose we can hear the other clue.
Oh, what was the original legend called? I know of this.
Are you using your second credit?
Oh, okay, I see how it works. Sorry, I thought we had, I thought that there was a separate row of other buttons. I get it now. But, yeah.
You have 2 credits in general, and if you run out of all the credits and all the clues, you're gonna have to start typing in shit randomly. So, you have 1 clue for the second for the second item, and you have 1 credit left to get a clue in any of the other items on the list.
Can we replay the clues without consuming credits?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's already lit up.
I think we might as well use the other credit, though. In theory, as we continue, because character voices are a thing, as we continue to progress in this puzzle, it looks like we'll get our credits back. So, I say this wholeheartedly. Boop. And I press the second button.
Cherry pie! Psh, cherry pie!
What was that? I hit it 3 more times.
Fuck you. Cherry pie! Cherry pie!
This one is foreign to me.
I'm afraid it was much less help than I thought it would.
I did hear a legend of one who was called Sherry Pie, who was a horrifying monster, but I do not know if that applies here.
Remember the free hint that the professor gave you after you succeeded on the first one?
Yes, the free hint that I absolutely remember off the top of my head.
The theme of the puzzle is science and knowledge of the world.
Think, just to take a stab at some letters, I'm gonna write blue. See if anything pops up.
No, not blue. None of those match any of the puzzle's letters.
We could try to place a vowel or similar in one of the middle 2 spots.
Hold on, let me rephrase that. None of this entries digits or entry keys match blue.
Okay. If we take enough random guesses, we'll eventually get a letter or 2. Try Yas, Y-A-S-S. Just a hunch.
No, Yas.
How many spaces is this one again?
4.
4. And the previous was also 4.
Previous was 5. So space was 5.
Space was 5, but what about the sugar butter flour one?
This one is 4. You're still on the same one. Wait, I thought you were doing...
Oh, I see. These are 2 clues for the same thing.
Yes, correct. You got 2 clues for the same thing.
Got it.
While we're thinking, I try race.
No.
Space race. I tried case, space case.
Okay, the professor lights up the screen again, and you see that he pulls out you see a pink feathered hand pull out a router in front of the camera, and you see the code behind the router that is like words, numbers, random word. And he's like, think like a man from the technological era. Passwords must be numbers and letters.
Okay. I have no idea what they're going for, but I guess we could try some numbers. I guess...
There are 4 spaces. Perhaps we should hit the door 4 times and see if the door breaks.
Excuse you! Sorry, dog was looking at me and barking.
Oh, I thought that was you.
Champion, down boy! Now, my thought is maybe, rather than breaking our way in, maybe they want a number or a sequence of number. So, like, if I were... Could I type out the number 4, and see if that works? Or otherwise, is 3.12 an available input? Or is it 1.4? Sorry, it's 1.4, isn't it? You know, pie, cherry pie.
Oh yeah, the number pie.
It was very important I learned. I keep up with my academics, even when I was taking after-school jobs. After schooling in the tent with Grandma.
Interestingly, FAFSA is not very interested in education. They say they are, but really it tends to be about money and control.
It seems they're more into re-education than education. And I, nudge you annoyingly almost. It's way too much for that joke.
Normally subordinates do not touch their masters, but I will let this pass.
Yeah. Germán, do any of those inputs work? The 3.14 or...
I have been muted the whole time, and I swear to God that I was talking to you. But yeah, 3.4 is the correct answer. Ding, 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 ding. You unlock the second clue, and 2 more credits come into your pocket.
I stand corrected. Well done, Sylas of Cantor. But I do think it is relevant that we remember perhaps we strike the door if we run into another roadblock.
Noted. Well, let's hit the next button.
So the next one is one of the purple ones, and it has 4 slots in it. And the first clue is tick tock on the clock with the maldrons and the block.
Oh, I recognize this. Yes, it is about a wonderful saint with the voice of an angel. She sings about joy and love and parties.
Well, party is 5 letters and looks like it needs 4.
Try putting in key $, ha.
Again, it doesn't quite fit, but we'll save that for one of the longer ones. Try hour. H-O-U-R.
H-O-U-R? No, none of those match the entry.
I guess I tried tick, and
when you type in tick, T-I is a match, C-K is not. So first and second are T and I.
Oh, I think I've got it now. What about you, Quitana?
T-I and C-K do not work.
Well,
I am unsure.
I think we're having a great time right now, since my organs are in my body and they weren't necessarily guaranteed to be that way when my day started. And I finish with I put time in and see if it accepts it.
That is correct. And you, sir, get another credit. You're back at 2.
Excellent.
You have 2 left, a green and a purple. The green is a 7 point entry. Purple is 5.
Let us go for the 7. I enjoy a challenge.
Yes, I think it will be a number-related one. Let's.
All right, so you put in you put in a credit and the 7 slot, the 7 one.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's 8675309. I'm gonna be so mad at you.
No, the hint for this one is drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Is there a number that is hotter than the other ones?
Drop it like it's hot. Oh, that reminds me. When you behead somebody, their head is actually quite warm and quite heavy, so you must just let it drop. If you try and pick it up, then you're carrying this big heavy thing, and that will slow you down in battle.
Okay. Well, why don't we hit the other button?
So you want to get a hint for the last one, right?
Well, so the second hint for green 7.
Oh, so you're gonna do your second credit on green 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for green 7, the second one is I know I'll try defying gravity. I'll take you by defying gravity. I know that's one of the lyrics, but like I forgot it.
You just wanted to make sure that you didn't get sued by Indina or the Gershwin.
Indeed.
And you say this one is a number, yes?
Yes.
7
spaces.
7 spaces, number base.
This
Having to deal with gravity and dropping.
This is quite perplexing. I'm afraid I don't know the force of gravity, and I'm sure there is someone who can do that up to 7 digits, but that is not my forte. Sylas size 0000001.
No, but the way we're doing this one is I'll let you each make a intelligence check in game. And if you succeed, you're allowed to Google the numeric value of gravity.
Oh God! Is it just intelligence, or is there a skill attached?
Raw intelligence, baby. That's what you get for dumping int.
That is 13 for me.
I rolled a 2, so my total is 3. Yeah, this is a dump stat. I guess our adventure ends here.
No, actually, with a 13, Quitana, you remember some of it, so you're allowed to Google one thing. I mean, I'm hoping you guys are not cheating, because that will kind of like take away all the fun of it. But you figure out that it's a numeric value of gravity, so remember it.
I have 9.8 meters per second.
You're missing. All of that types in perfectly. 9.8 meter / s. You're missing one thing in the end.
Oh, isn't it meters per second squared or something if it's acceleration?
Ding 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 ding.
Haha!
Very good, Quitana.
Oh yes, I remember FAFSA made me memorize this. I do not remember its purpose, but this was a number they had me memorize.
And now the last one, you only get. Actually, you got both hints for this one. This is gonna be a fun.
This one is purple?
This one is purple, yes.
Purple 5, it looks like.
By the way, when you finish gravity, you hear giggling or like giddy exclamation from the other side when that pink hand person screeches, yes, you seem to be worthy. Now the last part of the puzzle, without which nothing in the world would happen. won't you be able to figure it out? Even gods need this. And so should you if you want to partake in our community's activities.
I am so confused.
This is very alarming. I do not know what this tiny voice speaking to us is, but he sounds like he might need to get bashed once this door is open.
He does not sound like your typical Fafsin enroller, at least.
This is true, he does not.
Let's hit some buttons.
So when you hit the first one, I'll take you to the candy shop. I'll let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Woo! No,
Even gods need this.
Do gods need sugar? Is that essential for giving you energy?
You want to get the second clue?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing.
If this ends up being penis, I'm gonna be mad.
I was gonna go to work, but then I got high. I just got a new promotion. I just got high. I'm sorry, I can't do this without laughing. But I got high.
But you got high?
Yeah.
But you got high.
But you got high.
I tried drugs. I don't think it's the answer, but just in case.
It is not.
I'm just glad I got to say that I tried drugs on a podcast.
Take you to the candy shop, and then you got high.
Even God. That's what the part that's throwing me. What would a god need other than
Subjects?
leadership?
Faith?
It sounds like more than faith, though, that you would find your lollipop.
Well, what gods really need is skilled warriors on the front line proclaiming their name to the world, but that does not fit.
They keep saying that this is about science, so maybe they have a particularly bad opinion of gods. Unfortunately, shut up is one too many layers.
Again, I'm gonna repeat the first clue because I feel like the candy kind of like overtook the underlying messages of that song. Let me see.
Okay.
I'll let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl. Don't you stop. Keep going till you spot. Woo!
Gods need blowjobs.
Sylas turned beet red. It might be a different color. It might be a spell. It could just be who knows. I don't think that that's the answer. What is 5 letters? Something gods need.
Again, 5 digits, not necessarily 5 letters.
Touché. We have seen that punctuation counts as a digit.
I have heard there are certain toads that when you lick them, they have some sort of drug-like effect, but I do not know how that will relate.
The word vices fits, but I don't know if it's right. I tried typing it in.
No, none of the letters match the code.
Come on, give me a vowel or something.
The machine says, there's no vowels in this one.
Oh my, that is very helpful. Thank you, machine, for responding when I yelled at you.
I mean, I'm back here actually, but you get the hint. By the way, his voice changes every time he speaks, and you find it a little disturbing because he's also doing all the songs, and each song is done in a different voice.
Okay, I hit both buttons at the same time.
Wait, you hit the what?
Both of the clue buttons at the same time.
Nothing happens. It's just a very weird mashup of "Go girl, don't you stop," and then I got high.
That was satisfying enough.
And I got high. Selling dope, and I know why. Cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause I got high.
Do we know where the legends come from? I believe the first is from one called 50 cents. It seems rather cheap to me. I would want to be like $50 million, but...
I try entering 00.50.
00.50. The last zero matches.
Oh, that's something.
So you have four things to fill in.
Not what I expected to happen, but I'll take it.
Cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause I got high.
Try 420 for the last.
Those match.
Oh, Jesus.
You're missing two digits in the beginning.
I cringe and enter 6 times.
You hear the voice behind the screen just like hollering. And he's like, even the gods need rest and relaxation. After creating the multiverse, the gods took their time to relax and party. So should all mortals follow their lead. That's why 69 420 all day, baby. And the door's open.
I was correct. I was correct all along. We needed to bash the person behind the door.
Sylas is still just beat red, and he just silently enters. And he goes.
All right, let's take a little break, guys. That was fun. Come on, I was so excited to do this.
That last one was pretty good.
Welcome back, everyone. We just came back from our break. We're done murdering children and injecting unlimited amount of drugs into our bodies. And...
I have not murdered any children today.
Oh God.
I would be quite aghast at, did you say today?
Yes, I have not murdered any children today. Or even yesterday. I am on a streak.
Oh God.
I hope it is a streak as long as your life, and I wish for no further details on that.
I believe that is a good call.
So, the doors open, and while you two are discussing the value of murdering children, in front of you stands the unassuming figure of a 3.5 foot tall person. They are covered from head to toe in glossy pink feathers. They are wearing a sleeveless lab coat. They have a pair of Harry Potter round glasses balanced on top of a curved beak with a black tip, and a pair of beady eyes smiles at you from behind his glasses, and he's like, welcome, I am Professor Flemings.
I'm immediately glaring at the ripped off sleeves, as the whole point of a lab coat is to cover you in case of chemical spills, and this is definitely against protocol, and Quitana is displeased.
Nonsense! Sir Flemings needs his wings to flap around!
Hello. I am Sylas Cantor, and this is my friend, Quitana.
Sylas of Cantor is my subordinate, and I help advise him as to what he should do. But yes, otherwise that is correct. Proceed.
I run the vault! I have taken over this place for the last 30-odd years. I came upon it by accident, mostly. Everyone inside was either dead or murdered, and I took it upon myself to create a collective of other individuals with similar scientific minds And it seems that the two of you looks out, seem to be somewhat of that capacity. I appreciate you murdering these invaders that probably were not worthy in the first place. It's okay. Don't worry about the bodies. We have a compost pile downstairs that's fantastic, and you could use the fresh. Nothing gets lost in you.
Actually, that sounds very useful.
And what is your purpose here? What brings you to the vault?
Fine, doctor. I am. And meanwhile, by the way, Gato, like, Kenkus are not commonplace, right? This is the first time I've seen a bird person store.
For you, yes. For you, this is a very rare occurrence. Quitana has seen kenkus before. For the listeners at home, kenkus are small bird people, and this is what Professor Fleming says. He has a flamingo pattern kenku.
Is he standing on one leg?
Of course. He's an eagle, so he's just one-legging it.
Well, good doctor. I am Sylas Cantor. I am the chosen of the community, and I was sent to acquire seeds so that we may grow food and grow strong. Could we perhaps discuss how we can make that happen?
And my name is Quitana Voulaire, and I am the leader of a new inquisition which will bring light and order to the rest of the world. But technically I was sent here to investigate for FAFSA, which is beside the point.
But she has decided not to return to FAFSA until she is ready to take them over from the inside.
Well, yes, at some point I'll go and return some report that suits my needs, but the point is I'm not here based on their interests, I'm here based on mine.
All right, I have no reason to doubt anything that you're saying, and in the past we have had some people attempt to turn coats while inside our shelter, and those people end up in the compost pile. We have ways to defend ourselves. You're welcome to join and trade with us and exchange information. The seeds you search, boy, are here. I have plenty. Not long ago, actually, another group of travelers came looking a few sacks of his seeds, and they traded in some very valuable minerals to us and took off in the search of a water source. I hope those kids are doing well.
How long ago was this?
A few months.
This must be quite rare, having two groups come so close together.
Not really. People come here mostly looking for that, because this place used to be well known as a safe, like a safe place for what's the word that I'm looking for? Maintaining and keeping vegetation alive in this region. Whenever a forest will burn down, we will help repopulate it. We used to have
wildlife preservation?
Correct, yes. We used to have rangers and druids at our service that used to do that. But ever since I came in, they were all dead, so meh.
What are the unique properties of these plants?
Well, for example, the security plan that runs around this mountain has gone wild and crazy, and we've kind of like locked in here. So we should go inside before it notices you here. Surprised it hasn't murdered you yet.
I had last seen that beast chasing one of my comrades.
I am
can
very
only hope
difficult.
that he defeated it.
I am very difficult to murder, but it is still a valid point that you make. So yes, let us proceed inside.
Right. So he guides you through a few corridors. The first few floors are mostly just like the closest you could think of for indoor stables. You see a bunch of like pack animals be locked up in there. By the way, he recommends you bring in all of your clock stitches, and gives you the key to a locked chambers, where there is like shredded newspapers in a corner, like so that animals could lay down if they need to, and there's like fresh water and dry feed for the animals, which is mostly like dog food, kind of smells and feels like dog food. It's like this almost fed in case they need it. But these are, I'm guessing, some weird Fafson aberrations.
Well, 50-50, I dive into that dog food after the day I've been anyway. But I'm glad that we get champions situated.
And we can use the composting pile as well for the leftovers from our previous encounter, yes?
Yeah, I'll have some of our people take care of that. Don't need to worry. You can stay.
Excellent.
You can stay here for free and just get some rest. I'm sure y'all had a long day. We watched through the security systems a little bit of what happened out there, and he like puts his one of his hands like in Silas's like back and pats. He was like, "Kiddo, you really need to take a nap. You had a rough one, huh?"
That hurts tremendously. Please don't do it again.
All right, so you guys, he guides you over to locked rooms that you can long rest, and feel free to recover your HP, get your spells back, and in the morning,
He should be level 3 now, yeah?
Yeah, level up. I leveled up. Now I'm marginally better at barding.
pretty good. And you already are level 3 Quitana, so not much happens there. You just get your spells back and your divine thing. What's your channel divinity special thing again?
It is Voice of Authority. Or, no, wait, it might be Order's Demand. Fuck, I don't have my book on me. Let me just Google it.
Is that the one?
Oh, yes, it's Order's Demand. As an action, I present my holy symbol, and each creature of my choice that can see or hear me within 30 feet must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed until the end of my next turn. And I believe I can command people to drop their weapons with it.
Nice. So you're a very bossy priestess.
Oh, no. Remember, I'm a wallflower. Shy, demure.
Right.
Shy, very shy.
Very shy. So when you guys wake up next morning, Flemings take you to the bunker. And instead of just being like storage, like floor after floor after floor of storage, you are shocked to see that after a few floors down, it becomes kind of like a Star Wars marketplace for a few floors. There's people set up everywhere. The smell of indoor grown plants, you know, like those the ones where you grow pot in your closet, kind of. That smells like wet papers and wet ground.
I'm gonna need a little bit more clarification on that.
Hold on. The indoor plant growing machines. What are those called?
I don't know the little. You mean like a greenhouse and like the little misters and heat lights and stuff?
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you mean.
Googling.
Yes. There is like large hydroponic systems all over these two like marketplace floors, and there's people growing fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. The smell of like baked goods overwhelms you, especially Silas, because you've never really like had a baked good properly done before, and like you smell butter. Like this is probably the most mind-blowing thing either of you have ever encountered. All the comforts of the old world are like splayed out for you in this floor.
In terms of like residents, how many people do we see? In fact, I think I'll ask Fleming out of curiosity, because it's taken quite some time for FAFSA to even look into you. How many people do you have working together in this labyrinth?
We do our best to stay low key. There are some other entrances to this place deep underground, and we use those to come and go. Also because the top of the mountain is completely covered in that murderous fucking plant. We find our ways around it, and most of these people are permanent residents of this place. They have come in the past 30 years. Some of them seeking shelter, some of them seeking to trade, some of them seeking to preserve knowledge by updating our library, and we have created a very lovely situation over here. Speaking of which, I see that you woke up today like a fresh sponge, ready to absorb information. How about I take you around our colleges? A boy your age should be properly educated in the arts of the world.
Oh, I would love a tour, but I do have to insist that we get to business sooner rather than later. I appreciate all of your hospitality, but I have a mission I need to finish.
Okay, all business. So, out of roleplay, this is gonna work as if it was a downtime activity. You can spend as many weeks as you want here to perform research, to shop or sell stuff, and this is also the first time that we talk money. So, normally in D&D, there's a coin system, and the more I thought about it, I feel like coins will be obsolete in this kind of world.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna use credits.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna use a credit system, and each of your FAFSA bits have the capacity to store credits. And if you don't have a FAFSA bit, you see people have like small pocket size sheets of polished rock with like glowing indentations in them, and it seems to be a way to like input or output credits in and out of them. So like credit cards, pretty much. They look like credit cards, little glowing runes in it.
This is incredible.
This does seem like a very efficient way to handle money.
Indeed. And Quitana, let's say that you had a position of like a supervisory position, so you had some money with you before. Let's say you have 200 credits. Each credit accounts for 1 gold piece in game. So we're gonna eliminate the other coins because nobody really cares about them.
Okay, so then can I assume that I have nothing?
You have nothing.
Interesting. And how you spoke of a giant market? How is this arranged? Is it haphazard? Is it orderly?
Mr. Fleming like scratches. Professor Fleming scratches his head, and he's like, order, organization. I mean, we sacrifice efficiency over order. No, this works. We've been doing this for the longest. The louder you scream, the more you sell. This is how things work down here.
Quitana's nose immediately flares and her jaw clenches.
Out of curiosity, I would love to see more of your facility if you wish to take us for a tour. I'm specifically keeping an eye out to see how much at capacity they seem as a place, because
it is impossible to tell right now because it is so disorganized.
My thought is that perhaps Manuela and my grandmother and the rest of the community would be more interested moving someplace with known safety mechanisms. But I think they will value their autonomy.
Well, yes, if you do decide to permanently locate yourself here, you're gonna have to volunteer X amount of hours to upkeeping of the entire place, and there's some credit cost to it as well per person. Which, if you're gonna stay here long term, we can talk about a deal.
Well, for now, I think celebration is in order. The fact that we have made it through our harrowing journeys to meet you is worth celebrating, and then we can figure out the long-term situation.
While you've been speaking, Quitana has pulled out a piece of parchment and is hastily sketching plans for how to order the market to something resembling anything that makes sense.
And what did you say was this large round object? It looks like an egg, but I've never seen one that was big enough to fit in your hand. Only like the slimy, soft cockroach ones. This is so strange.
This right here, it's a turkey egg. A turkey. It's a fantastic creature from far, far west, deep into Malaris. They are flightless birds with large breasts and thighs. Fantastic for roasting and breeding for the eggs.
And not much else.
Yeah, not much else. They're not really good pets. Very aggressive beast.
This is terribly exciting. Sylas is definitely a little like overwhelmed. He's stopping at like a lot of the market booths and window shopping.
All right, let's do some shopping. So, 1 second. You guys, besides any item for the Delayer's Handbook that you or your character may want to buy, there is also, there we go, a very large chance that you may find weird magical items. And during your first hour in the market, immediately someone tries to hawk you a weird looking boat.
Boat?
See, someone kind of like carved a canoe out of dry, gross looking wood, and they say, "This right here, it's the future of boating. If you need to go on any adventure, just put this bad boy in the water, and every day it will grow larger and larger until it becomes a galley." And you approach the boat, and you see that it's not just like dry, gross wood. It looks like sponge. It's made out of like remember those like dinosaur toys I used to get like when you were a kid? That you put
Yes. Oh yes.
It's
You
made.
take them in the bathtub with you.
Yeah, it's made out of that material.
What a fine specimen.
Huh?
It's very, very fine ship you have there. We are landlocked, as far as I know right now, but perhaps one day I will turn with credits.
Interesting that you feel comfortable approaching strangers and yelling at them. This will have to be revisited in my new plans for the marketplace.
You may need to run for local office before they let you start organizing the marketplace, you know.
I am honored to be appointed the master of the marketplace and the regulations here in this area. I will be constructing my plans and will have them ready for you soon.
And you keep going through the market, and you see like this old woman, this old human woman, that has very pronounced Malarian features, and she has a pen full of rats. And she's like, "Come on, fellas! Look at these babies! They just bred a new batch, and they are fantastic." And
I'm sorry. A pen full of rats?
yes, kind of like a pet shop pen, right? Like where they keep. And she's like, "Just look at the bad boys," and she claps, and all the rats become goblets for like a few seconds, and then they go back into rat form. What is better? It is an eating implement and a pet, just for 5 credits each. Wanna take a few?
I cannot imagine a situation in which I would ever want this product, or why it should even be offered in such a place.
You know,
And I start again making notes in my notebook.
I didn't think I wanted one, but that is such a steal.
Sylas, control yourself.
I don't have any credits anyway. I am very sorry, even if I was already thinking of names. Goodbye, rat cups.
It's what, 5 credits?
Yeah, 5 credits for one of the rats.
Listen, Sylas of Cantor, in this short time you have been a wonderful subordinate and largely obeyed my orders, so if you wish for one of these rat cups, I suppose I can give you the credits for it.
I appreciate offer, but I would prefer not to be indebted to you, Quitana. I'll earn a rat cup on my own merits.
Oh, very well, but you are already indebted to me, as I am the perfect leader, and that can never be repaid.
Maybe I will take a...
Sure to write him down on your character sheet.
Yes.
By the way, Kitana, a creepy-looking guy approaches you at some point and says, "Oi, I saw you have a few extra mounds up there at your pen. I didn't touch on it. That is, speaking from the outside. I can take them off your hands if you want. I'll give you 200 credits each.
I'm sorry, for which?
The extra mounts.
Oh, the clockstridges. Yes. How many do we have?
It was 6 of you in your squad, and you killed 4, and one of them ran away. Did you give the one that ran away his mount?
No, absolutely not.
You have 5
I
extras.
feel like I knew that one.
Well, we should probably keep an extra in case we need it as a pack animal or something, but for 2 of them, I suppose we can sell them.
So you're gonna sell 2 of them?
Does that sound reasonable to you, Sylas?
Well, considering that I have no concept of how much this money is worth, other than 5 credits for a rat that becomes a cup, sure, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
And 500 for a boat that soaks up water and gets bigger.
I don't know if we need the boat. So we have 5 extras in addition to the ones that are ours, or 5 total?
5 extra plus yours.
Oh, okay. In that case, let's keep 2 spare, sell 3.
All right. Write up 600 credits.
So we should have 795 left,
Correct.
but I imagine there's no way Quintana is letting them go onto Sylas's FAFSA a bit. So they'll you're the loot master suddenly.
Sylas, if you wish for something, feel free to ask. I think it is best that I hold on to the credits for now.
I don't mind. I honestly don't think they will be worth much to me once we return to the... and this adventure is at an end.
Alright, we can... If you want to spend more time shopping, I can create a list of other items that are available in the markets. But like I said before, mostly it's just generic stuff. If you want +1 magical weapons, those are 500 credits. If you want a +1 shield, that is 300. And armor, it's 1,000 plus its original price.
I would be interested in the shield or a +1 weapon. I think we can only do 1 right now, and quite frankly, I'd be inclined to have Sylas take the +1 weapon, just because my passive gives him attacks.
Also, you get 1 freebie research. Dr. Fleming's offers you a free day of research in his library.
Ooh.
So any subject that you would like to research, you get 1 shot at it, and we can do it right now.
Okay. Actually, so one shopping thing just to back burner that I want to remember is that I think I want to look for something that could mimic like an animal messenger spell or a sending spell, something like that. Basically, that can get word back to the community over a long distance. But while we're being offered this great library, there's this thing that happened 17 years ago that I really want to look up.
How much does it cost to research in there normally?
100 credits per day.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You may take the freebie research.
I mean, you each get a freebie.
Oh, okay. 1 for each of us. In that case... And this library just has information on, like, everything?
It's pretty much kind of like a potluck style library. There's no like tome upon tome upon tome of knowledge. It's just recounts of what people knew and books that people donated. So it's not, it's not an art speech library. It's more like a community sourced.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ground roots.
I bet you could organize this much better, too, I say as I look for a card catalog that doesn't exist.
Oh, don't even get me started. Marketplace first, then we will get to the library.
I'm looking for testimonials and first-hand accounts from people who were near the last dawn when it happened.
Okay.
Or I guess the battle last dawn.
I'd like to look into the information about FAFSA, anything particularly around the time period when they were invading Melaris, and anything relating to their weaknesses or overall structure.
Great. So I'm gonna need the way that the research is gonna work specifically for this location is that because all the information is so poorly organized and so like all over the place, we're gonna use your pre-existing knowledge as the base, and depending on the things that you know about, that's gonna be the key to learning more of that subject in a specific. So if you are trained in any intelligence skill as the starting base for your research, because let's say if you're trained in religion, you know the keywords for like which gods were mostly worshipped in Melaris, and a lot of things related to religion that could link up to the invasion of FAFSA into Melaris.
Mm-hmm. I do have religion trained, so that's what I'll be using.
How about you, Sylas?
Yeah, the closest I have to a knowledge that's trained is survival. But I'm a bard, so I cheat a little bit. Manuela told me quite a few of her stories of back in the day.
So you can choose any intelligence. Investigation, if you have a train, also could work, because that just means you're gonna go like organizing as you go, and you'll be able to like search better, I guess.
Yep, and I have +2 across the board. Intelligence is low, but I so.
Alright.
We're gonna.
Who wants to roll first?
Yeah.
Good luck, me. That is a 12 total.
How much?
12.
And Sylas?
Let's see. Actually, you know what? We long rested.
Yes.
Why don't I give a D6 to Kitara? Or Quitana, sorry. With Bardic Inspiration.
I will take that.
But I can't do that to myself, so...
Wait.
Here we go.
You're D6, right?
Yeah. My total is 11.
And my total is increased to 15.
Oh. So Sylas, you found a lot of recollections of people who were actually fighting during that war, and you learn a little bit more about the titans of each of the nations. FAFSA's Primordial Titan was one to increase in the intellect of its followers and their ability to manipulate the world around them and turn it into something of their benefit. It had a word keeps coming up whenever the Titan comes up, and it was industry.
Mm-hmm.
And their army was molded by the powers that they gained from having this thing around under their control. So they had a lot of siege equipment that was very versatile and could adjust to any defensive mechanism that the opponents could bring up. Which then brings you to the recollections from the other side, the Phaeacians. The key word around their Titan was dread, which pretty much made them an impenetrable force. Their warriors, their gear, their machines, their buildings, their land itself was protected and enforced by this fear of falling, this fear of failing, and this self-preservation made them quite a hard nut to crack, quite literally. And that's why when for FAFSA to find a weak spot in their pretty much impenetrable defenses, they took one step forward and did something that they knew was wrong and that they knew will cause horrible things to the world. But you didn't
student loans
to find to find out what it was.
Okay, but those were the two that were fighting on the day in the spot on the day that I was born. So that seems pertinent to me.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask follow-ups, but I think I got it all, so I'll let you move on.
Quitana, you rolled very well, and both of your questions will be answered. First, how did FAFSA take down Malaris when they invaded?
Mm-hmm.
So Malaris was well known for its theocracy and how the gods pretty much ruled the decisions of the everyday life of Malarians.
Mm-hmm.
And FAFSA took on to the people of Malaris' willingness to believe and their faith as a weapon. They manipulated, bribed, and from the inside took over a few of the churches.
Mm-hmm.
And something else that you probably didn't know that much about, besides what your mom mentioned offhandedly, was the clay.
The clay.
Their clay figures, clay sculptures were a big deal because all religions were united by the same belief that the gods created the humanoid races.
Mm-hmm.
Clay dolls, which they then embedded with souls inside. So the practice of recreating that became like a main, a unifying tradition in all of Malaris. No matter what religion you came from, you were certainly agreed that everything in this world was shaped directly by the hands of the gods and then breathed life into.
Right, so, this is known fact.
Yeah, this is a known fact. What your mom didn't tell you was that the way that FAFSA took down Malaris was that for about a generation of the clay makers not the clay makers, but like the clay artisans that crafted the golems and the living cathedrals of Malaris, they were all spies, and when they all turned on Malaris, that's when their downfall started.
I see.
And your other question is, what is Fafsen's weakness?
Yes.
They're too stiff. A tree branch, like someone wrote down a stupid proverb, a Chinese proverb that if a tree branch is too flexible, it will be uprooted because it will bend over too far.
Mm-hmm.
Too stiff, the wind will crack it. There must be a compromise of the stiffness of the branch and its flexibility. Fafsens calculate everything too much, and they don't leave room for improvisation.
Interesting. Very interesting.
After you guys are done with your research, Professor Flemings comes over and drags Sylas by an arm. I was like, "Oh boy! I need you to meet someone. There is a college of bards over here, and when I tell them you were around, they were ecstatic to meet a new member to exchange stories with and share knowledge and all of that. Come boy."
Oh, you could tell. I do take some pride in my work.
I mean, he saw you inspiring Rick, so you kind of like he picked it up.
Of course, I would love to meet these master bard.
So indeed, it's one bard of each of the schools of barding, and as your level 3 just happened, and you have to choose one of the schools, you can just choose to hang out with whatever school you chose, and there will be a bard for that school that will teach you the ways.
Yeah, I thought about it, and there were a couple ways I thought I could go, but even though Shane is of the belief that you shouldn't bother playing a bard unless you want to be a big ol' nerd and know everything, it's got to be Valor. Sylas has to lead up front. I think he feels that that's his job, so that's what he gravitates to.
I like it.
Sylas, for my input, I want you to be able to choose whatever you wish, whatever your heart's desire is, as long as it is valor, as that is what suits my needs.
If we all followed our hearts, Quitana, I think there would be, well,
rampant disorganization?
I suppose you could call it that. I need to be a Valor Bard. I need to be able to protect.
What's the name of that professor from the second Harry Potter book?
Lockhart?
Lockhart, yes. Lockhart pops out from behind a chair. He goes, kind of like starting a dance number. He's like, "Bienvenue! I shall teach you everything there is to know about valor. I am the most valiantest."
I know I do not make mistakes, but I might have led you astray. This man seems like a buffoon.
How very much dare you? And
I feel like there is something oddly familiar and comforting about him.
starts doing the what's that thing from West Side Story where they do like the pretend fight and the dancing?
Oh yes, the sharks versus the jets.
He does the roll around Quitana. He's like, "Bata, bata, high kick, pirouette."
Hold on, that was high kick pirouette. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I could get into this. I think this works.
You have to intimidate your opponent with the art of dance. That is my chosen performance, of course. Each of us choose a different path, and I shall help you hone your path to greatness.
I mean, yes, so long as you can help me identify my motivation at any given time and really hone my craft, I think that's the way to go. We can work with this.
Sylas, I do not wish to tell you how to live your life, but do not be like this buffoon and take a dance as your discipline. Use a sword.
Generally, I lead with my magnanimous personality. You could say that I know how to give an inspiring speech. In fact, I would call it anything except acting, because I am a very genuine person, of course. And
the guy death drops, and he's like, "Aha! Oratory it is! I shall show you the way of oratory, and to provoke and inspire your friends and troops and allies to greatness."
Yes, actually, I've had a bit of a problem, and I don't like admitting it, but my insults have been a little. I could really use some help toughening up, but I don't know what to say. You goblin, you have very ugly skin. That's not cutting enough.
Look on those. Well, there's a book somewhere on here, the Cartman Compendium of Badassery. It's somewhere in the library. I'll get you a copy. Don't you worry, my boy. Let us go now. And he takes you away to help you get your level 3 stuff. And if you want to buy the book, it's gonna be 50 credits, but it will give you once per day advantage on one of your orally inclined abilities.
That seems like a worthwhile expenditure to me.
Yeah, I'll take a book of advantage.
But I'm gonna write it down. It has a downfall. You have to do the Cartman voice every time you use it.
Never mind.
Respect my authority. The hard boy.
No, because if we get it now, then inevitably I'm going to have to come in clutch with it during a boss fight, and I don't want to set us up for that economy of text.
Anything else you guys wanted to do during your downtime?
Is it possible to send some kind of message back to the community? Like, do they have... I don't know, I guess they would just have... or something, but... If not, I understand.
Yes, and they will charge you. They have the message feathers.
How much are those?
I don't know if you remember for 3.5, the magical item that I loved.
Right. It's a feather that's basically a sending spell, and you can write about 25 words on it.
Correct. And you can buy those at $100 each, 100 credits each.
Okay, so we want to get one of those?
I think we get it, but we don't use it yet.
Okay.
I don't want to waste 100 credits on just checking.
And you did or did not want to buy that book for the...
If it's Cartman voice, I don't need it.
Okay. So we're at $6.95 then.
So we can set aside +1 weapon too. And don't know if I want to spend 500 on a generic +1, but if there's something that like sets enemies on fire or some other cool effect, I don't hate that.
We can also just hold on to the credits for now. I wouldn't be mad at that.
That's kind of my thought. Nothing makes a good podcast like not even engaging the shopkeeps.
Well, I'm tempted with that +1 shield, but given that I can cast shields, I don't know if it's super necessary right now.
When you go to the weaponsmith and you're asking for special weapons, they pull out the most gorgeous blade. The handle itself, it's made out of like interwoven silver and gold string, and it's set up to look like a unicorn head. Well, where the horn, it's like the thing that sticks from the bottom of your hand. And the blade itself, it's made out of those cheap AV crystals that drag queens put on everything. But it's like a big chunk of that AV crystal. And the guy behind the counter says, this right here, it's the Aurora Borealis, yeah, whatever it's pronounced. That magical shiny shit, it's fantastic. When the light hits it on the right angle, it changes. And he shows you how, like, whenever he swings it, the sword catches the light in a different angle. And when it lands, it creates a different effect. So every time you attack, you roll a d6, and depending on the number, the sword will change colors and do damage of a specific color. On a 6, it deals no damage because it just like turns rainbow colored.
So on the 6, it doesn't even deal slashing?
No, it deals slashing, but no extra damage.
Oh, this was all extra damage. I thought it was changing damage type.
You will do an extra d6 of damage at the end.
That's not bad.
Yes.
That's pretty solid, actually.
How much is this blade?
Yes, the Ariana Borealis Grande.
Of course, yeah.
That's the name of the sword canonically. That's also as much as a +1 weapon. So the more you hang out and the more you interact with characters, you're gonna see more magical random shit in the floor.
For 500, that seems like a worthwhile pickup because you can make attacks, and then I can make you make another attack, so we get some good synergistic value off of it.
It is a longsword and requires attunement.
Long. Check.
What'd you say, Shane?
I said, let me check, but my good friend, Mr. What is it? Guildheart Lockjoy, or whatever. He just taught me how to use a longsword, it turns out, so...
Excellent. Then let's pick it up.
Pick it up,
Okay.
charge, extra large, and in charge, or whatever. WAP. Just the lyrics to WAP.
Make sure to write down your Ariana Borealis Grande.
I wrote it as +1 chromatic longsword and then Ariana Borealis Grande because that's gonna be. Now I was thinking about getting a magic sword at some point so I could have my magic sword to wave around and be all hero-y. So perfect. I literally can hit you with the power of a rainbow.
They also have healing potions at a regular cost, which is 50 gold for each. There's a few other potions that are available to purchase if you want to take a look.
Quitana has little need for such things.
This one lets you walk on walls. This one lets you breathe underwater.
Pretty much. Water breathing, resistance, poison, heal giant strength, growth, greater healing, fire breath, and animal friendship are all available for purchase. But those are 100. The plain healing, it's just 50.
So we've got 195 left.
Yes. We could grab a regular healing, but I'd rather hold on to some credits than
I
spend
was
it all
thinking
down.
about the hill giant strength for looking very impressive, but I agree we shouldn't use all of this money just yet. We don't know what we'll face next.
Do you want to grab a healing potion now?
Do I have one? Let's see.
Because I have healing word, but I don't tend to prepare cure wounds.
I don't have any healing potions right now, so if you're comfortable spending the money, sure, we can get the one.
Alright. That puts us at 145.
And when you guys are going to pick up the palm tree seeds, Professor Fleming is trying to ring up the bill, but then he looks at Quitana's notes on how to improve the marketplace and the library. It's like, you know what? How about I trade you the seeds for those logistical notes over there you took, young lady?
I suppose that is fair. I can accept the seeds as payment for my new station here.
Yeah, we've been thinking about getting a consultant for that, but every time someone comes, they just decide to move in and add on to the mess instead of fixing it.
Oh yes, I am hired. I know.
Wait, what?
Well,
I am
Quitana,
hired.
I know we're doing an exchange.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I thought we were doing an exchange, madam. I cannot afford to hire you. I'll pay you in seeds for now for your
yes.
recommendations.
You have already hired me. I am now accepting these seeds as payment for now, and we will discuss the credits later. You are welcome.
Professor,
you know, Quitana, the community will be very thankful to you for this. I was considering not bringing you back to see them since, you are still wearing your Fafsen armor, but
It looks so good on me.
it is very form-fitting. I've noticed that. Seems odd considering the standard issue, but it looks like they've all been tailored to your specifications, so I guess that makes sense.
Yes.
But yeah, now that it's you doing this work to help us procure these seeds, we have to bring you back and let you meet the people whose lives you'll be affecting.
In all honesty, Sylas, I would have done this anyway, as I feel compelled to impose order on this rat's nest of capitalism, but I am happy to be helping your community as well.
Well, thank you most sincere. And then Sylas does a very, awkward bow. What makes it awkward is, how well practiced it is.
Oh, you need not bow to me, but I am honored. Thank you.
All right. After that, Professor Fleming's. I keep calling him a doctor, but he's not really a doctor. Everybody knows he can be called a professor after you completed at least 10 online courses. So that's where he's at. He's not really a doctor. And he bids you goodbye and helps you pack your stuff on your mounts, and you guys go to the staircase where nothing awkward was going to happen. Probably no encounters there either.
Absolutely.
Hello there, cool cats and kittens.
While everyone is stuck inside, we hope you are safe and are able to remain as mentally healthy as possible.
There's no shame if you're just sitting on the couch or need some help dealing with the extra pressures Quarantina puts on us all.
Please prioritize your physical and mental health. We love you and we care about you.
We love you and want you to be well.
The Legend of Nat 1, background music by Kevin MacLeod, and provided by incompetech.filmmusic.io.
The Legend of Nat 1 theme by David Yarley.
This episode is edited by Brandon Lee,
with assistance by Shane Sherry. Logo by Ben Thwaite.
You can send us an email at thelegendofnat1@gmail.com. That's Nat1 with the number 1. Send us any ideas you have.
For treasure, weapons, fan art, weapons,
for loot,
weapons,
questions,
ideas,
etc.
And anything else you may think of. Weapons.
We'd love to hear from you.
We'll love to hear from you. Weapons.